It's your girl, Angel Lyric, Queen of Cover Music, here with the podcast on Print Media. I'm here with my co-host, Squiggalik the Entertainer.
Hey now, say now, what's up? It's your boy Squiggalik the Entertainer, the one and only. And like she said, this is On Print Media. Tap in, you feel me? Where we giving you the latest and the greatest from religion, entertainment, sports, politics, current events, and we're giving it to you raw from the jaw. And we are On Print Media.
What
happened?
My bad.
What you doing?
My bad, man. That's
What's up,
about
you
being
guys?
all the way live, boy. You gonna get everything. Anyway,
I told you guys we don't edit.
woo wee.
Blame him.
Whatever. Blame it on the rain. Goddamn it. You blame it on
Don't
something.
blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on a good time. Blame it on the good. Blame it on Squeak.
Whatever, man. What's up, man? Hey now, say now, man. It's your
Hey,
boy
guys.
Squiggalik the Entertainer,
And your girl, Angel Lyric, Queen of Cover Music.
and together we are On Print Media. You
know
feel me? You know
You know it.
what it is, man.
Yes.
What it do, man.
Yes, yes.
Man, I apologize. Technical difficulties. Wasn't
What
even really no technical difficulties. I just had forgot to press a button or so. So yeah, technical difficulties. Anyway, whatever. Man, what's up with my good people out there, man? I see we got somebody ready to join in. We're gonna get to you in just a minute.
I see.
Man, so what's up, man? What's good? What up? How everybody weekend was, man. I hope y'all had a beautiful, blessed weekend.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, Angel Lyric?
It's cool.
It's cool. It was cool.
I'm always on Fremont, so everybody know. I love Fremont, man. That's my second home. Shit,
That's my happy space.
that is my happy space.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, this weekend they had the
The backpacker.
EDC.
What's it called?
No, EDC.
EDC.
The EDC concert. Festival.
Yeah, that thing.
The electro.
That thing was
Electric.
huge.
Yeah, they had the electric dance.
I'm gonna go to that one year. I want to go to that one year.
Man.
They just like anime, all kind of stuff, didn't
Yes, Lord. And I tell you what, yeah.
they?
Yes, they were the full character. There was a bunch of people, thousands of people downtown Las
Yeah.
Vegas, and they had that show over at the Speedway,
Mhm.
the Las Vegas Speedway. That's where the main concert was, and the whole city was impacted.
Yeah, it was
by
a lot. It was a lot.
and I heard that the traffic was bananas.
I know. That's why I was
Sunday and Monday, Sunday night, Monday morning. it was
I can't do it.
Crazy.
Who was that waiting to come in?
We got Deborah Sanchez.
Deborah Sanchez.
What's up, Deborah? We
What's
see
up?
you,
Is
baby.
she on right now?
Yeah, she on, but we're not gonna bring her in yet. Once I finish up the sports rap and everything. So you stay tuned, Deborah. We gonna bring you in. We can't bring you in yet. We gotta do our little intro, do our 1-2, and then we gonna bring you in, Miss Lady.
You don't want to bring her right now.
I don't bring guests in,
Oh.
just like with June Doe and stuff. No,
Okay.
They don't do that. They wait until we
All right.
finish our segments, and then when we about to do the topic, then we bring in our guests.
Oh.
So Deborah, we see you and we hope you hear us. Give us just a second. We go finish up this sports rap. And besides, you gotta tell the people what time of the show it is.
It's time to get wild and loose. Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
It just fits every time you say that. Tell the folks what time it is. It's like time to get.
And that's the first thing that comes to your mind. It's time to get wild and loose. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
You still got remnants of the last episode with the sex trend. It sounds like you still on that.
On the mind.
Yeah.
What's it called? Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Yeah.
On the mindfulness. You guys missed it
Mental
last week.
mindfulness.
Yeah, you guys
All
missed
that.
it last week.
But yeah, if y'all didn't catch last week's
Mhm.
episode, I suggest that you subscribe,
Go, yes.
like,
Share. Y'all don't share the
Comment, man.
videos.
You
Share
feel
the
me?
videos.
because last week was off the churn.
Yeah, I need y'all to share the videos. We can't get big if y'all don't share the videos.
You feel me?
You know?
So what would you say this time of the show is?
Well, it's time you put your kids in the cabinet.
can't stay.
Put them under the bed.
No.
Put them on the
That's
swing in the
a
backyard.
That's a
Put them in the tree house.
No, all we are asking is that you make sure
Put them
that
in the
you
car.
have somewhere safe and sheltered for your child to.
They know what I
interact
mean.
positively.
They know what I mean. Put the kids to bed.
They ain't gotta go to sleep.
Put them to
Go
bed.
to
You
bed.
put them to bed. What time is it?
It's only
Time to get wild and loose. What time is it?
No,
Put the kids to bed.
don't listen.
Anywho, they shouldn't be watching right now anyways.
Whatever. Why not? They can listen and learn.
Their mama gonna teach them. And help us teach them.
I ain't messing with you.
Anywho, so,
Do
because
what
we're
you choose.
cannabis friendly and we don't want kids to think.
So what?
that they
You
need
do what
this.
you want with your kids. We ain't telling you to go and hide your kids in the back room, in the dark closet.
Okay,
Like
anywho, so what we're gonna do here is rewind. We're gonna go back. Put the kids to sleep. See, you know,
It don't even sound right. It don't even sound right to you.
Man, put the kids to bed. Everybody, I've been saying put the kids to bed since 2019. Put them to bed. What time is it?
7:45.
Early enough.
Early
They
enough.
won't
Not
be
late
late.
enough.
They won't be late.
Not late enough. Early.
They won't be late for the sleep. They
So,
sleep.
slash that.
They won't be late for they sleep. They just go.
How you be late to sleep?
When you let them stay up too late.
They late for they sleep appointment.
Got that, yeah. That part. How about that?
Anyway,
At
man.
least they too late for this.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. If you do have children, we suggest that you get them situated because you may have occasional profanity. We can't control what the other people say, but we can block them if they say something inappropriate. However, this is a grown folk show, so we do suggest that.
That's
it
the
be
word,
true
grown.
of you
Grown. They not grown.
to occupy your children. Yeah, time out.
Occupy them.
Occupy.
Give them something. I know it works. Give them what's the game called? What's the game? You know the games that damn kids be
Depends on how old the
playing
kid
with.
is. Shit, they ain't no telling what.
All of them. Give them a toy. Give them a
Give
game.
them a toy.
Give them your phone.
Your phone. Oh,
That'll
give
work
me-
too.
Ain't you? When you just a couple episodes ago talk about parents don't need to be giving.
Hell, you can't
kids
stop them.
the-
They
the phones and devices. That's
one,
what's
let me
wrong
tell you
with
what,
kids.
not to get off the subject, but
Once you
you make
put
a
the kids
mistake,
in the room and have
you
them
made
with
a
coloring
mistake.
book.
any
some
parent that gave their
puzzles.
kid a phone and they're under
How
the
about
age of
that?
5,
How about
You
put the
just-
kids up?
you just made your kid a walking tech machine.
How about you just have the kids in the room with a puzzle?
They don't know what a damn
Some
puzzle is.
crayon.
They don't know the damn
Coloring
puzzle.
book.
It's on the computer. I want to play it on the computer.
No.
On the phone. I want to
Tell
play
them-
puzzle on the phone.
No, you sit down and you're going to put this.
I want to play puzzle on the phone.
You 500 pieces. Keep
On
it
the
busy.
phone. On the phone. And the phone won't tell them what to do.
No, ma'am.
Anywho, keep going.
Anyway, so once
right,
you got your phone, once you got your kids situated, then you know what I'm saying, you can be all ears and mind for this.
Get your drink.
What kind of drink?
You can get whatever drink you want.
So they can get whatever drink. they
This
want,
is
but they
not
gotta put the
a
kids
drink
on.
drink. 'Cause
Yeah, how we
stopped
know that?
drinking. You know what it is. Stop. It's some passionate punch.
Uh-huh.
It looks good. It's
I bet
good.
it's
It's
passionate
good.
too. I bet it's passionate.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's a passion punch. So.
A passive punch.
Passion punch. Passion punch. You know what I'm trying to say. They know what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Anyway, let's go.
So yeah, get your drink. You feel me? Like she said, we are 420 friendly. So if you into that, if you indulge in the bud, you feel me? You do what you do. We're gonna do what we does. You know what I'm talking about? And it's that time, man. It's 7:47. You already know what it is with me. We finna hop into the sports rap, and it ain't gonna take long because it's the nitty gritty in the midst of the city. You know what I'm talking about? We in the middle
like
of the playoffs. You feel me? I'm talking about round 2. I'm talking about conference championship. Oh, but guess who ain't there no more? I'm getting straight into it. I ain't playing no games today. I'm not taking no. Guess who ain't there no more? LeBron, the King James. God sweat, man. I'm talking about
He got the
the
broom.
Lakers
He got
did
the
not
broom.
win one game
Really?
in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers did not win one game. They lost 4 games in a row. 2 in Denver, 2 at home. And a couple of them was ass whoopings. LeBron was looking subpar, very average,
How they make
and
him beat the
like
Warriors,
an
though?
elderman.
They sure did cheat.
Man, ain't no telling what's going on, man. I think they thought that LeBron was gonna go ahead and get in the Western whoop and was gonna make it whoop. But the Joker, that boy up in Denver, that 7-foot white boy, the
What they
white
call him?
stallion,
What they call him?
the Joker, Jokic, what Jokic? That motherfucker boy, he was shooting shit. He was throwing the ball so high, it looked like he was throwing it to the fans, and it was just dropping in LeBron's face. Bucket, buckets. Throwing behind the back, no look pass it. I mean, he was kicking their ass. He literally damn near destroyed that team by himself.
Damn.
Feel me? And they big man that's supposed to be guarding him, AD, he shriveled, shrunk, and disappeared like a nutsack in a cold pond. You hear me? Yeah, he shriveled up. AD, always disastrous. Shrivels. Anyway, Lakers gone. They up out of here. So the Denver Nuggets moving on to the big dance. You hear me? They representing the West. Denver representing the West in the goddamn finals, man. They waiting to see who will be the winner of tonight's game. Now, tonight you got the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. And guess what?
Uh-oh.
Boston is in the same predicament as the Lakers. They're down 3 games.
Ooh.
If they lose tonight, they get
They're going
swept
home.
too. And it ain't looking good. But Miami, they dogs, but they don't got the same tenacity. Like Denver was on a mission and was like, we whooping these fools.
Yeah.
Get them out in LA. Get them out of here.
Wow.
But it looks like tonight, looks like the Celtics go hold on. Look like they will go ahead and squeak them out a win and make it to a game 5. So they ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Like hyphy, they still around. You feel me? But man, so that, hey, we got some basketball still to watch. All that does is give Denver more time to rest up. The longer they play, the more they resting. And it seems like when you got a rested Denver team, they somebody you don't want them.
Mm-mm.
So we don't know what the other end on the East Coast be like, but right now we got Denver waiting for whoever. They want all the smoke. Over on the NHL, hockey. You feel me? Woo. Right now, tonight, you got Dallas Stars. They on the ropes. Down 2 games. They lost 2 games in Vegas, out here. Them Vegas Knights is beating ass. They smashing. Overtime. They the overtime kings. You better beat us in regulation, because if you go to overtime, that's show. That's how Vegas is feeling. And they up 2-0 against Dallas. Playing game 3 tonight. And guess what? Last time that I checked, just like Nip, rest in peace, they was up by 4. Ooh, they was up 4-0 in the third. I don't know where they at right now, but we gonna find out. I'm telling you, they was up 4-0. And in hockey, that's no easy feat to come behind. In the third quarter, you almost good as baked, buddy. I'm telling you. So y'all look out for them Stars, because they looking real nasty. They looking like they won them another game. Yes.
Yeah.
3-0. And then on the other side, you got the Panthers and the Hurricanes. The Panthers is up 2-0. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to sweep too. Man, it's real. It's looking like the playoffs, that second round of every playoff that's going on right now. It's like, they like, fuck that. We're not going to keep playing. Smash these fools. Let's get to the championship.
Yeah.
So we might see an NBA championship final before Father's Day. We might see a winner announced, which that usually don't ever happen.
Yeah, I hear you.
They pushing, they smashing on the gas, man.
Right.
Baseball doing baseball. That's it, man. I ain't got a whole lot else to say, man. That is your sports wrap. I'm your boy Squeaky Leak, the entertainer. I have to drop it on you. Feel?
Right. Did you know who won the fight last week?
Good. Look, see?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Who won the fight last week?
That's
Because
why.
I know my boy getting ready to fight the person that won last week.
That's why I rock with you.
That's why you love me.
Not just because you're cute. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You actually on point with it. You feel me? Yes. I can't forget about the hype of the night, man. Saturday night. Out here in Vegas.
Is it
again.
this Saturday?
No, it was last.
It was last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's why there was so many people outside.
Yeah,
Feel me?
it's a lot of people.
Hey, Vegas is a mother. They holding everything down. Like every major thing is going down. You feel me? And one thing that went down last weekend was the fight. The fight, the hype, the sensational lightweight round. That was I liked it. I went back and watched the highlights. It was an excellent fight. A lot of people mad and upset and disappointed on the outcome, though. A lot of people feel like Lomo, Limit, aka Lomachenko, got robbed. And I'm diehard everything Oakland and stuff for the Raiders. You feel me? I support everything coming up out of the city of Oakland, California, except for the Raiders because they did.
So you watch some of it? What you think?
I watched it back, and it was a damn good fight.
So who do you think won?
I think
was robbed.
No, I do not think that Lomachenko was robbed, and here's why. Because when you are,
because you're an amateur boxer, so you should
not no more. It's a long time since I was. You feel me? But
it
no,
seemed like yesterday.
Right. But knowing about boxing and being a fan of it, I know good and well that when you are the champion and you hold multiple belts and you're fighting to put all your belts on the line, if you beat me, you have all my belts, not one, right? Everything, all my hardware is on the line. If you whoop me, now it's yours. In order for, if we fight, in order for somebody to say you whooped the champ and you have taken his belts, you have to whoop my ass. Lomachenko didn't whoop Haney's ass. He held his own against the champ. And he had moments in the fight where he was the aggressor. But he did not flat out dog whoop Haney's ass. And that's what you're going to have to do to take all them belts, especially in Vegas. In the fight city, capital of the world, you're going to have to show, you got to drop the champ.
I love this city.
You got to knock him down a couple of times. You're going to have to knock him out. You're going to have to cut him, hurt him really, really bad. You're going to have to damage the champ to take his belts. Not belts. And since Lomachenko, in my opinion, didn't do that, like I said, he did bring the kitchen sink. He did give Haney everything he can handle. He did put on a hell of a competitive fight. But he did not beat him.
To the point where he should have.
I won't even say he beat him. It's like he was even with him. But being even with the champ
and for you to give all my belts,
you're not going to take my belt. You proved that, hey,
you can hang.
You's a motherfucker, and these other motherfuckers might need to worry about you more than they thought they should.
Right. But you ain't.
But you ain't knocked me out. You ain't dropped me.
Yeah.
I don't won just as many rounds as you. That's up for claim. Nah, that's my belt split. Run it. So I understand why most people may say it and say, "Oh, he got robbed," but at the end of the day, I don't think he did. Hell of a fight, though. So to answer that question, Devin Haney out of Oakland, California, was declared the winner, and he is now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. So that means that Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis,
that's what I'm waiting on.
Everybody that's 140
I'm waiting on my boy Tank.
Pounds and lighter, they got to come through Haney.
I'm waiting on my boy Tank.
And I think that before Tank fights Devin, I think that it'll be Shakur Stevenson and Haney. No, I don't know. It's crazy from here because you kind of got all the other people out of the way, and now it's them three left.
Yeah.
Haney, Tank, and Shakur.
Yeah.
Shakur is the unseen. We haven't seen as much, but he got all the hype.
Yeah.
He's the youngest out of them, and he's like the hype.
Yeah.
Tank is the most proven, the most powerful, and the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And Haney is the champ.
Yeah.
So they gonna have to square that shit off and see what it is. So that's it with the sports rap, baby. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate you, Angel Larry.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so now we got a real deal topic on hand tonight.
Yeah, we got a real deal topic on hand.
Yes, we do.
And it's something that a lot of people, especially in the Black community, do not like to talk about. Because as you can see, we just set up, but hopefully people do come in because the topic is it's one of them topics where you should really know the symptoms of it, because we hide away from knowing that we need help. We hide away from telling people that we need help. We shy away from all of it because we feel that we're strong enough to handle it. And sometimes we even though we can be strong, we also got weak points. And them weak points are the points where you really, really feel like down and like shit. And then sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. And sometimes it doesn't always have to be family. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be friends. You may need someone to really go deep with you to the point because sometimes family can be biased, friends can be biased. They try and judge you off of your sickness and your illness. So when you go to them, they try and tell you one thing or tell you something else when it's something that a psychiatrist or a psychologist need to diagnose you with. Wonder why you act the way you act and why what's going on with you to the point to make you act the way you act, And some people don't know why.
Talk.
Some people don't know.
That's so serious.
So it's really a topic where we gotta address it among any nationality, but mainly among the Black communities, because we just feel that we're too good for it. We don't want to face it. I think that's what it is, because people say you're crazy when you go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm dropping the link right now for anybody else that wants to jump in.
Is
we got Deborah Sanchez still in. We finna bring her in. Deb, I'm about to add you to the live.
So you can talk. We can see
Deb. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Deborah?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing good.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
So yeah.
You found your way in here, huh?
Huh?
You found a way to get in. You went and seen how you can get in, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna do it, cause
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna stay here until I figure this out.
You figured it out.
That's what's up.
I was getting frustrated, and I said, because I'm scared I was going to push the wrong thing and mess up the whole phone thing. So I said, you know what? And then today I said, you know what? I'm going to try this, and I'm going to get it. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you're in.
Well, you're in there now.
You want to turn it up a little?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's her.
Okay.
I was enjoying listening to you.
Oh, thank you. Just basically trying to educate people on symptoms of depression and symptoms of what did I say? Bipolarism. Something else.
I see a lot of people out here, all these homeless. Oh my God, it's awful. They're walking around here talking to themselves. They don't care about all this stuff.
Yeah, but you know that see not to cut you short. Go ahead. The thing that we got to look at is that everybody don't look like them people outside.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of people that are walking around and they're hiding behind their mask because they don't want anyone to know that they're going through something. So it can be, they don't even have to be homeless or hungry or none of that. They can be just an average person, So.
Yeah, but I do understand what she's saying too, because it seems like there's a high percentage of the homeless population out there that does have mental illness issues,
Mm-hmm. They do.
and it's like a two-part problem that the country is not attacking. They're not attacking the housing situation and the homelessness, and they're not getting to the root of the problem and dealing with the mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that if they was to deal with that first, that would alleviate some of the homelessness altogether.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know?
definitely. I really definitely think that
Our society don't do enough when it comes
they
to mental
you
health.
know, well, there used to be a time when you found someone that was mentally ill in your family or a friend,
Yeah.
and they went off to a place. They used to call it back in the day when I was growing up. They called it Whitfield. He gone to the Whitfield house, and we really thought that this person is really freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you finally realize what the Whitfield house was, it wasn't just for crazy people on the street that's acting weird. It was
Yeah.
for people that have mental problems or depression. Because we're just starting to use not bipolarism. See, I didn't grow up knowing what bipolarism was. I didn't grow up with people being I didn't know what they are. I'm just finding out years ago, no more than about 15 years ago or 20, where the word bipolar came along and and people start saying, well, I'm bipolar. Now you have two different personalities or what? You know what I'm saying? So
So
yeah.
that's a good point,
Mhm.
because first and foremost, I think a big part of the reason why mental health issues go unnoticed and unaccounted for so much, especially in our community, is because a lot of people don't even know how to identify it,
Right.
what it is that
Yeah,
they
that's
are
true.
dealing with, the symptoms,
Yeah.
some of the characteristics, how it affects your behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think that, that's a good place for us to jump in, because, we did some research on this topic as we always do. And in doing the research, I was educated on a lot, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I think a good place for us to start is first off to talk about some of the warning signs
Yeah.
that come about.
Mhm.
That way, people can maybe be looking out for these things in their children, themselves. Let's
Mhm.
start there,
Mhm.
because when I started researching this stuff, I was like, shit, that sounds like some of the stuff I go through, or some of the stuff I do, or some of the stuff that I feel.
Mhm.
And so,
Now, did you find anything when you was reading where it tells you is there different levels of depression?
yes,
And stuff? Because I know some people that are depressed or going through some kind of bipolarism that they can act out and hurt people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hurt somebody they love,
Mhm.
not intending on it, but they don't know they got it. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the big problem, because mental illness is not like a scab, it's not like a cut, it's not like a sore.
right,
It's not something that you can see,
right.
especially if you're not equipped and don't know how to look for the telltale signs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's something that can continue to go on and be undiagnosed and untreated. And like you said, the end result be somebody driving a family off of the bridge, or
Yeah.
a spouse shooting up the house, or
Mm-hmm.
just all kind of stuff that we've been seeing and hear, and they got a whole channel, full of them type of acts and them type of situations. So let's educate the people a wee bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let them know where we coming from and some of the research that we done on this here.
While I like this beautiful joint.
So crazy. So we did some research. We went to a couple of different websites. Read a couple of different articles. One of the websites that we was on was mentalillness.com. And the name of the article is Mental Illness / the Symptoms and Causes. That's mentalillness.com. And the article is mental illness /symptoms and causes.
Okay.
All right. And so in that, it gave a breakdown of what the symptoms are to look for, or the early signs of someone who may be facing a mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And it says the symptoms, when it comes to the signs and symptoms of mental illness, it can vary from person to person, depending on the specific disorder, the circumstances, and other factors. Mental illness symptoms can affect your emotions, your thoughts, and your behaviors. Again, let's go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
The illness can vary. The symptoms of the illness can vary depending on the disorder, because it's different type of mental illness.
Right.
And depending on what you got, that may cause you to have different type of symptoms.
Right.
Some of the disorders got similar symptoms, but some of them got very key and critical differences as well. Right?
Yeah.
So mental illness symptoms can affect your emotions. So how you feeling, your thoughts, how you thinking, and your behaviors, how you acting.
Yeah. Because and I know that's true, because when we're on Fremont, and you see that, and not to get off the subject, but people don't understand when we're on Fremont, all of the type of things we see and hear and go through. When it even come to the mental, it's a way you have to deal with these people.
You have to have a
You
tolerance.
cannot attack these people. You can't go off on them. You guys got to.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, because we see it every day. Every day I see it. I'm down there during the daytime, so I see even more of it. I thought I seen it at night. Oh, it's all day long, and it's almost painful. But then this is where it comes. This is where it kicks in for me, and this is what humbles me, because that could be me. It ain't got to be no drugs to cause these people minds to go crazy. It can be life, period. But because I got people that care about me, that love me, that's there for me, and me having some self-esteem about myself, is why I'm not in that situation. And that's why a lot of people ain't in that situation, looking like that, but we still suffer from the same thing.
Exactly.
It just comes out a different way. That's what people got to know.
These mental illnesses, sicknesses, diseases, whatever one way may want to call it, and the symptoms that come with it, it don't, like you said, they don't fit one size fit all.
Yeah, but for our community, that's what they think. I think a lot of us think that that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it is.
Let me break it down.
Go ahead.
Because, like I said, as you start to know about these symptoms and understand them, you got to take a deep look within and be honest with yourself and say, have I gone through any of this? Do I go through this type of stuff? Have I experienced this? Right? Because some of them examples, signs and symptoms of mental illness include, but not limited to, of course, feeling sad and down.
For no reason. Sometimes,
right, but it could be anything. You could be, facing some trauma, and it got you sad. Right? But like you said, you may not be facing trauma. You might just be waking up, feeling sad as hell, feeling down for no reason.
She's trying to say something. You trying to say something, Deborah?
Oh.
Okay.
You might be down for no reason, sad. You might have confused thoughts or the reduced ability to concentrate. You can't focus on one thing, right?
It's like anxiety too.
Having excessive fears and worries or extreme feeling of guilt. That's that anxiety.
That's me.
Extremely worried. Oh shit!
I'm telling you,
baby, slow down.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we be going through.
Yeah, and it's like I be telling you sometimes also, when we working for people, I'm gonna be honest with you, that the work that he does, I know I couldn't do it. I admire him for the work he does, because he helps so many students but the fact that he got to be a counselor,
Mhm.
he got to be the financial director, he got to be the this, the that on the job, and when he come home, he don't even realize that I can see that he's stressed.
Mhm.
You know, and then sometimes when I tell him, baby, are you stressed? He be like, no. But I know he is because his actions are different. Those are the things we got to watch when
Right.
we're around our family members and friends, is how these people act. Because sometimes we don't know, and they can wind up hurting you or hurting themselves.
Remember, these
You just go
symptoms
off?
can affect. No, these symptoms can affect your emotions,
Yeah,
how you think.
yeah,
I'm sorry, how you feel, your thoughts, how you think, and your behaviors.
yes, indeed.
So, like she said, she may notice me behaving a different way than I even notice.
Yeah. Well, you pick
But
me
it's
up,
the
all you pick
right.
me
But I'm
up
just
all the
saying, it's just
time.
those patterns where, like, okay, something's off.
And
He's acting different
Yep.
than what he used
and
to.
you know what I tell you, baby, you got underlying stress.
Right, exactly.
Underlying
And,
stress.
and it speaks to that. You may not even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the major ones, you have extreme mood shifts from high to low, low to high.
Oh yeah, Lord.
Oh,
You have withdrawal from your friends, family, and activities.
Yep.
You don't want to be involved. You don't want to be around nobody. You
Yep.
isolate yourself.
Yep.
I'm good at that.
Yes. We both are.
I forget to feel in some type of way, and I won't. If I don't got to, I won't deal with nobody for
Yeah.
weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that just be me in my own little
Right.
zone.
Right.
And I don't even necessarily know that it's like a level of depression or whatever.
Right. You just think you're making that choice.
Yeah.
You just think I'm just making that choice not to
Right.
do this or that. And like you said, it's so, man, it's you hitting it dead on the nail.
Mhm.
Because I think so many of us, especially women, is going through that.
Shit.
I mean, I'm saying to the point
right
it
now.
tears into our relationships. Men don't really let that shit affect their relationships. But women, we're very sensitive. And a lot of us, like myself, wear our feelings on our sleeve. And we don't like feeling that way. I don't like feeling the way of isolating myself. I don't even realize I be doing it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like.
But see, I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate today.
Okay.
Because here's my thought on that. And this ain't just a black. This kind of is a machismo, male, macho thing.
Mm-hmm.
Men, for the most part, we are taught to and come up trying to suppress our feelings as much
Because
as possible.
that's the way a lot of y'all was raised.
A lot of us was raised not
not
to show feelings.
Yeah, you're not a man if you
right?
If you cry.
So if you are showing or you acting out through these feelings you having,
Yeah.
right? That not only one makes you look weak
Mm-hmm.
mentally,
Right.
but it also makes you passive,
Right.
right? In the men community.
Right.
So I think that
beta.
men, right? I think that men deal with it just as much as women,
Right.
but we just hold it in.
Right.
Because
Okay.
women, oh, she was happy one minute, then she started flashing. Oh, she just started yelling at everybody, tripping for no reason. Oh, she don't want to come over. She acting antisocial. She don't want to vote. She a party pooper. Oh, that bitch always down. That easily gets written off as that's just a woman being a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She and her feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And when a man acts like that, it's like, what's wrong with him?
He acting like
He's a bitch ass
Yeah.
or so
Right.
he and his feelings like a female.
Right.
So a man might be going through them same feelings, having them same thoughts, behaving the same way, but they gotta suppress it even more.
Right.
Because not only the knock that they go have of having a mental issue, but also the knock that they may be looked at as being weak amongst other men.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy.
Yeah. Well, I know I call this one It's kind of like on the borderline of anxiety, but I call it hormone depression. And the reason why I call it hormone depression because women at a certain age go through menopause.
Right.
And that's something we can't control. So a lot of times when women go through menopause, they go through depression. They go, it's an underlying stress where you don't even realize that you're going through it until somebody probably say something to you, or you realize you've been just going off for no reason, or you know, because like I when I go through it, I get that anxiety will kick in. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be. I can just.
I'm sorry. It speaks to that.
I'm saying it said, but it's like I can't help it. My estrogen is off. You know, I'm one. You know, shit just ain't functioning right. You know.
It say you have the incapability to cope with daily situations or any type of stress. You have trouble understanding and relating to situations. You may have problems with alcohol or drug use. That's real. That's real. That is real. That is a part of mental illness.
It is.
And we think we just turning up.
Right. Or we think we just
kicking it. We just having fun. But if your ass gotta have a joint to relax, gotta have a drink to get through the day, you gotta have whatever substance.
And see, that's the word. Gotta have, not leisure, but gotta have. That's me.
You feel me? That's when it's substance abuse. And that is a part of mental illness.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm mentally fucking crazy.
Right? No, for real though. You also could have major changes in your eating habits, one way or the other.
Yep.
You used to eat, now you stop eating. You don't want to eat shit. You ain't got an appetite. You're not in the mood. Nothing tastes good. I don't want to eat. I don't feel like cooking.
Right.
Or it may be the opposite. You super depressed, you down. So fuck it, I'm finna go to the store.
Cause you gotta find your happy place.
And buy some shit up.
You gotta find your happy place.
I'm finna eat ice cream and bonbons and Snickers and and Twinkies and donuts.
Right.
And now you
trying to suppress that depression. You're trying to suppress yourself. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I believe
that. So now, on the flip side, 6 months later, now you 40 pounds heavier.
And you want
now you're more depressed.
Right.
And you got self-esteem issues and all. So it all goes hand in hand.
It sure does.
It all goes hand in hand.
And you gotta find some type of way to get help.
Look at them last three. The last real shit.
Oh.
You feel me? So
you wanna talk about this?
Yeah. I'm going down the list. So
let's get
last three.
While I'm calling.
Change in sex drive. And that can be one way or the other. You could be completely out of the mood. Like you said, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be touched. I'm not into it. I don't have a desire to have sex. Sex doesn't do it for me. You can have all of these things go on with you when you're dealing with some type of mental illness.
But you don't even realize you're dealing with it.
You don't know why you feeling. You're not knowing that you may have a mental issue is the reason why you feeling like that. Yeah. You just like, it's just how I'm feeling. Maybe, and then we so adaptive, pinning on something else. Right. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's because I'm that. Maybe it's blah, blah, blah. And then we put other stresses on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it could be the opposite way. Some people be going through shit emotionally and mentally, and they think that the way to get past it is to have a lot of sex.
Right.
So they just fucking everything that comes in sight because that makes them feel good for the moment. Right. But then an hour later, a day later, that feel good moment goes away and they back in that depression. So they got to go and have sex again and try to feel complete again.
Yeah. It's just like a person that shoot up.
Yeah.
Or do do dope.
Drugs, yeah.
You know, a lot of people. Well, I used to think that when people do stuff excessive, it's just like they're just being greedy. You know, they just have a habit and they can't stop.
Mhm.
You know, like overeating. I always just thought they was greedy. But knowing that they're eating because they're trying to suppress their depression.
They're chemically imbalanced.
Same thing that I do, that I'm realizing that I do with marijuana. You know, I can smoke marijuana all day. Now, hell yeah, does it help me with my back and the pains that I do have? Yes, it does. I won't be able to do a lot of shit. Now, I used to smoke it recreational. Now I smoke it recreational and medically because it helps. But at the same time, I can stop. I can try and stop smoking as much as I do. But I don't know how because I do have underlying stress. I do have underlying stress. I ain't gonna lie. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I just don't wear it on my face. You know? And I think a lot of people know how not to wear stress on their body, you know, on their face and shit. You know, because we don't want people knowing our business. Why?
Right.
You feel me? But it is a such thing, man, and it can kill you. Stress has killed a lot of people.
Heart attack out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why this person was too young to have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I have to remind myself, because I know that I go through some things, I have to remind myself when I'm stressed about other people, other situations, other people ain't stressing, they're probably doing this to themselves.
Right.
So why am I gonna kill myself for them?
Straight up.
For real.
All right, two more. You can feel excessive anger, hostility, and a sense of violence. I think that I may suffer from that. That's like I said, when I started reading some of this stuff, I was like, okay, well, shit.
That might be me.
Yeah, because and speaking from and a lot of these things that, like they say, the symptoms, it all also stems from one's circumstances, environment, and everything. Because you could be a product of your environment and go through certain things, and it'll cause you to have mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with a combination of the product of my environment growing up, where I did, and at the time that I grew up, I was exposed to a lot of things that I think long term, not knowing as a kid, and as a teenager at that time, you don't think that, it's impacting you because you're just an adolescent living life. But then 10, 5, 15, 20 years later, 25, 30 years later, these things come back and you don't even know that now you're dealing with the impact of it. On top of, being in the armed forces, in the military, in the Marine Corps, that alone, that veterans out there know that, we deal with a lot of, issues.
Mm-hmm.
The average person don't go through, that type of life and the things that you do and exposed to and expected to, deliver as one in the military, So, a combination of those things, I see myself definitely having some of these symptoms, and I want to give acknowledgement and shout out to you for addressing your mental issues publicly on our platform, and I'm doing the same because that's the problem. Is we shy away from this conversation so much. We avoid these type of conversations, but we know that this is the type of conversations that need to be had. But I don't know if we've got past that stigma of not wanting to be looked at in a certain light.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, just reading these symptoms and
Right.
and looking at this research,
Well,
I don't think there's nobody in the United States in the
hell,
world
exactly right. They ain't going through some
dealing with
type of
some type of
depression.
level of
For
mental
real.
illness.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off, but we're gonna get to the levels, like you was talking about. You was asking earlier,
Mm-hmm.
is it levels to it? So that was the symptoms, man, and we spent a lot of time on that, but we had to really break that down and go into it because these is the things that people deal with.
I feel like it'll be unfair of me to try to tell someone else about their depression or what they're doing or what they may be going through if I haven't faced what I am going through. So I have to be able to say, I know that I need therapy again because I had it before, but that shit happens again. You feel me? Shit don't stop happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you try and address it the best you can. Like I told myself about 2-3 years ago, I'm not going back and forth with grown folk. I've been back and forth with grown folk. But I'm saying I'm still working in progress, but I'm at a point where I'm trying to move forward with it to keep going, but I keep coming back to the point where you're not going to say no anything to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to check you. You feel me? But I don't want to be like that. But, I don't know. I don't know what other way to deal with when somebody come at you hella crazy.
All right. So some of the causes of these mental illnesses in general are thought to be caused by a variety of genetic and environmental factors. Like I said, it could be in you, hereditarily, or
I think
it
it is
a product of your environment, or a mixture of both.
I think I was just gonna say I think it's both.
When it's inherited, the mental illness is more common in people whose blood relatives also have mental illnesses.
Yep, I think all my folks
certain genes may increase your risk of developing a mental illness if your life situation triggers them.
Yep.
So if you got, what that means is if you got blood members, siblings, your mom, your parents, close siblings that has mental illnesses, it's a likelihood that you may have some of those traits. And depending on your life situation, it could trigger those traits.
Yeah.
Environmental exposure before birth can be one of the things. So before you even come out the womb, whatever your mama, we talk real shit on
because she's the one that carries.
That's the only person on earth that's having babies in human form is mothers, women. Environmental exposure before birth, exposure to environmental stressors, inflammatory conditions, toxins, alcohol or drugs while in the womb can also be linked to mental illnesses. And like I said,
drinking and doing drugs and
with that mental imbalance, that's why I said they not balanced mentally.
Chemical imbalance.
Brain chemistry. You got neurotransmitters that are naturally occurring brain chemicals that carry signals back and forth to other parts of your brain and your body. When the neural networks and that pathway involving the chemicals are impaired, the function of nerve receptors, the other end of that nerve that's supposed to receive that signal, and nerve systems, change, leading to depression and other emotional disorders. So when we smoking, when we drinking, we think that we just getting by. We think we just having fun. When you snorting coke, popping a pill, taking a Molly, Percocet, doing all this shit, it's making us feel good for the moment, but long term, it's messing up our nerve receptors. So when shit is telling us, you shouldn't be sad, you shouldn't let that bother you, we're not receiving that signal. It's fuck this shit. Don't nobody love me. Don't nobody. Some of the risks, the if you got a history of mental illness, it could cause for you to have a stressful life. Life situations could be impaired. You may have financial situations. You may have loved ones that want to separate from you. If you marry, you may end up having a divorce. Ongoing chronic medical conditions like diabetes also can come about. You can have brain damage as a result of serious injury or trauma to the brain, such as if you were to be in a car accident. You can have the same impact on the brain with mental illness as if you had a blow to the head.
Wow.
I didn't know that. And that's when you say it's the underlying, that's when you can have an aneurysm out of nowhere. Brain explode.
It's crazy.
Your whole system shut down like a light bulb from stress, depression, mental illness.
Hell, people have strokes in their sleep.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I mean, I'm thinking about the people now that I grew up. You know, that you knew had a little slight problem, but and then they went out and did some crazy shit and got locked up, and you wonder like, damn, they really was fucking crazy? They was really sick. You know what I'm saying? I had an uncle. He had to be sick because he took on 6 cops and got shot, buckshots in his stomach and everything. He still lived, but he whooped at least 6 cops. You know, they always say he was a little weird and all this stuff, but it's just they can. It's
some of the complications that you face with mental illnesses. Mental illnesses is one of the leading causes of disability, especially amongst veterans. I know that's a fact. I know that there's just as many veterans out there that's receiving disability or should have disability cases that's dealing with mental issues just as much as I messed my ankle up, my toe, I got shot. That's in the military. Mentally, that shit messes you up. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, Lord.
For sure.
Sure
When
does.
motherfucker telling you when you wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and first thing you hear is bamming, rattling, screaming, yelling.
Right.
And you gotta run from point A to point B, and the whole time you running, they got you yelling, kill, attack.
You talking in my military?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Everything you do is aggressive. Everything you do is full speed, 100 miles per hour. Go, go, go. Fucking destroy.
Right.
Right. And this is your lifestyle every day. And then you transition back into the regular motherfucking world, and they give you a 2-week class and say, hey, go about your way, soldier. Hope you can transition. And
right.
Every now and then you still hear a motherfucker saying, attack, kill. When you finna get into an argument or you thinking about destroy.
Yeah.
And they don't understand and they don't get the fact that just that lifestyle is traumatizing. Yeah, you can cope with it, and some do, and some make a career of it, but that don't mean that they don't still deal with the stress. That still don't mean that they're not traumatized.
Right.
Just because you deal with it don't mean that you're not affected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's so many veterans that I know that is dealing with mental illnesses, and there's so little help.
Yeah.
The VA does what it can, but the money that we are wasting, the money I see us wasting, that can be channeled to help with this mental illness, man.
Yeah.
We got Lou Blood. Yo, what up? My bad, I'm late. Sounds like a great topic. Almost missed it. Yeah, man, this is a hot and heavy one, man. Yeah, I see a lot of my shipmates in the Navy, and when I was locked up in the brig, it was even worse. I still have flashbacks and nightmares to this day. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't understand. It's like that lifestyle is not the ordinary. That's why
Right.
everybody don't do it, just like college and all kind of other fraternities and anything else. And then you come back and you come out into a world that throw all kind of other stressors at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have nobody to deal with that issue.
Because
That's where,
yeah, well, especially in the Black community, we can't. That's the reason. I think a lot of the reason why that we can't sit and talk.
Hmm.
You know,
Yes,
we have so much anger.
I need the weed. I'm talking
Guilt.
about this shit got me needing some weed.
We got so much anger in the Black community built up. And if you ask the average Black person, why are you so mad? You can't even answer the motherfucking question. Because you wondering, why the fuck am I so mad? You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to talk to each other. And we're so quick to judge each other. And it's like, instead of saying or trying to understand that person may be going through some shit, you would throw them under the bus. Quick. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, you ain't lying.
We don't sit and talk, and we don't admit, and we don't take responsibility, and we don't take accountability for the shit we do in our communities. Okay? A lot of the shit that we go through, we don't have to go through it if a lot of us got counseling. We take that shit out on each other. You know what I'm saying? So we can never sit back and talk and understand each other, where we come from, what we're looking for, how we can help each other, what points we trying to get. It's like it's a fire back on us. To me, it fucks our community up. You know, because we won't admit we need therapy. We won't admit we need a psychiatrist.
You sure ain't lying, because
For real.
for example, that's a great point, because I see so much where in the hood, and I done seen family members
Mm.
on TV, wherever, when it comes to us, especially, where you will see two people conflicting, and as they're conversing, one of them, because they're either ill-equipped to talk or feel like they are inferior by talking it out. I've seen so many times where a person to say, I ain't with all the talking.
Right.
Is you trying to fight or what?
Right.
And it's like that's the only way that they know how to resolve conflict is
Right.
through fighting.
Yeah.
Nobody has been taught how to talk and
How to
to speak
communicate,
about
period.
their feelings. We talk
yeah.
about these feelings. When you got mental illnesses, you dealing with your thoughts.
Yeah.
The way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. We ain't being taught how to properly
Communicate with each other.
communicate how we
Communication
feel
is very, very bad.
and what we
among
thinking.
Some like my family. I'm
So
sorry.
it changed the fuck how we acting, man.
It like with my family. Who was that? I was just telling earlier that I grew up in a type of family where we all yelled. Every time we talked, it was yelling. It was never a point where we sat down and said, "Hey, can we really communicate?" Because we didn't know it. My mom yelled.
Right.
Whenever we had to do something, it was always a yelling. Every Saturday morning, wake up, blah, blah, blah. Everything yell, yell, yell.
Right.
My grandmother, yell, yell, yell. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got it from them. That's where I got my point across. You know what I'm saying? I still to this day, my son always tell me, "Mama, calm down. Mama, calm down. My daughter, Mama, calm down. You blah, 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 blah." But what they don't understand is that I don't know how to motherfucking calm down. I don't know.
Yeah, certain things.
When I went to counseling, I didn't go to counseling to calm the fuck down.
Right.
I went to counseling to stop smoking weed. See, that didn't work.
Right.
You feel me? So I know I got to get counseling. I know that already. You know what I'm saying? But it's cost. Right now, I mean, if I had the money, I would go and get counseling. But it costs. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I got actions I just got to work on. I'm work in progress.
Shit, as we all are.
You know what I'm saying?
Luke came in and said he waiting on the CMP exam right now for his PSTD.
Oh, wow.
That's what's up, man. Take care of that. Hope that go your way.
Yeah.
He said the black community definitely don't take mental illness serious.
Not at all.
Like if you would have been on earlier, like we said, man, that's something that we sweep under the rug, or we try to hide, or we just act, oh, that's a JCAT, or we'll say it's for drugs or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
He say, in our culture, we say, I'll pray for you before we say,
come on now,
how can I help you?
Come on now.
Then won't you come talk to me?
Come on now.
Real shit.
And and I believe the reason probably why, like, I use myself because I'm a prime example of what we're talking about. Okay. When I want to talk to people, you feel like you can't. You know why? Because people judge you. Family members are the first people to judge you because they think they know you. They ain't been around you in 10, 20 years. They don't know how you getting by, none of that. But they're the first to judge you because I'm your sister, I'm your brother, I'm your cousin. You feel me? And it don't be like that. Just because a person expressed themselves different from another person doesn't mean that they're going off, they're tripping or nothing like that. My family talks loud. And it's not that I be trying to yell, it's the way I talk. I can't change it because I don't know how. How if I'm going to express myself, how am I going? I always use the word I'm a work in progress.
He says, man, a lot of people out there are just lonely and they're trying to figure it out. So they'll talk to somebody else who really don't know and think they're common. And they don't even live in the same lifestyle that they do.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So speaking of that, so you got a couple of different type of, illnesses. You got a couple of different type of illnesses out there. Some of the complications with it is unhappiness and decreased enjoyment of life, family conflicts, relationship difficulties, social isolation. I go through that. I be like, I'm good. I don't want to fuck with nobody. Problems with tobacco, alcohol, and drugs. That's saying.
Who?
Same. Cousin C.
Oh, okay.
Missed work or school, other problems related to work and school, legal and financial problems, poverty or homelessness, self-harm, harm to others, including suicide or homicide, a weak immune system, so your body is hard to resist infections. People, you don't understand that this stress and these illnesses can cause you to have physical. It can cause physical. It can make your body ache.
Come on.
It can make you have severe headaches.
Fuck your
stomach problems. Man. You can't eat.
Heart problems. Shit.
Fuck your heart up.
Heart problems.
Cause aneurysm.
Your immune system?
Tear your immune system up. Then you can't fight off no other diseases.
Dude. Can I just say something before you go on real quick? I just gotta say this real quick. You said something earlier.
Go ahead.
That I should have said something about. You mentioned that oh God, what's on the tip of my tongue? I forgot it. No. I'm serious. I'll come back to it. It was just on the tip of my tongue. You said it back a few minutes ago.
What was it about?
It was about you was talking about the symptoms or something.
But yeah, you also deal with the weak immune system, so your body can't resist other infections. It can cause heart disease and other medical conditions.
Yeah, I believe that.
On top of that, you can end up having it to where you have undiagnosed mental illness. You could be, even if you go and get seen, you could possibly be misdiagnosed, because a lot of these mental illnesses, like I said earlier before, they have similar symptoms. They got very key different symptoms. Some of them do, but they also got overlapping symptoms, I should say. So you could possibly have multiple
Different.
mental illnesses.
Yeah, well, put it all in one motherfucking thing. You
So-
can be crazy.
So well, check it out. You got
Shit.
okay. So you got 3 different mental illnesses. That's like the major mental illnesses,
Okay, give them to me.
right? So you got bipolar.
Yep. That's
Right.
a whole lot of motherfuckers right there.
You got schizophrenia,
Yep. A whole lot of them. You can have all 3 of
and you got depression,
them. Ooh.
right? So
And stress is in all that, right?
oh yeah, that's
Okay.
That's like
That's like the
that's
number
of
one.
them. That's one of the
Yeah.
characteristics that you will see. You know what I'm saying? Or one of the symptoms of almost all of them.
I think the most
Illnesses.
dangerous one is underlying. Because you don't know how you don't even
So-
know.
So bipolar disorder and schizophrenia are mental health conditions that have some common traits and some key differences. Bipolar disorder causes shifts in the mood. Listen, people, bipolar disorder causes shifts in the mood, your energy, and your thinking, right? So that's just like the way I overall feel, you know what I'm saying? How I'm feeling, what level I'm on, if I'm hyped, if I'm down,
Mm-hmm.
that's bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Schizophrenia causes a person to appear to lose all touch with reality.
Ooh, that's the ones
Right.
downtown.
So that's where you may be in your own world, talking to yourself,
Yeah, that's
arguing
that's
with
the ones
people that's
downtown.
not there.
Yeah.
A different reality from what's actually going on,
Yeah.
right? But some of the symptoms, you may have some of the symptoms of both of them, and you
They
may
do.
be diagnosed with both of them,
They
right? Because you may have a person who can talk to themselves, zone off, be in their own world,
and come back into reality. Like
come
that
back
one
into
dude,
reality,
like that one dude downtown.
and then
on
you might
Fremont.
see them one day and they're
Yeah.
real cool,
Yeah.
laid back,
Yeah.
down, not really talking.
Yeah.
And next time you see them, they all over the place, loud,
Right.
hype.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That might be a person
Like that-
who's bipolar and
Your little
schizophrenia.
partner he's skitsy. He got a little partner downtown.
I ain't got
Hello,
no partners.
Skitsy.
First off, I don't got no partners. First off, I associate and deal
Call
with
him uncle.
many people. I deal with many people, but I ain't got no partners.
He call him uncle.
But like you
Wait.
said, you gotta be able to. They still humans. They still
Yeah,
people.
they still human.
So like you said, we gotta be able to
Yeah.
know how to deal
deal
with
with them. We do.
them. And
We
then-
have learned though. I think we do pretty goddamn good
absolutely,
for the shit that they do on Fremont.
absolutely.
The shit
have
that
to.
they do.
You have to adapt.
The stuff that they do on Fremont, I mean, a lot of them just can't help it. A lot of them got sense, and they know who we are, and they respect us. They won't act a fool.
Right.
Then a lot of them will test us, and they know that we mean what we mean, and then they're straighten up. I even had some apologize.
So,
I done fed a lot of them down there. You know, it doesn't bother me. So
to clear up the differences. So with schizophrenia, like I said, that's when you just like, man, you be like, they out of here.
yeah, they
You know what I'm saying?
on the good shit lollipop.
Right. That's not funny, but that's what
That's-
schizophrenia is, right? Bipolar, like I said, that's more of the mood shift. That's when you feeling cool one minute and ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing happened, but then all of a sudden
You
you're
just feel
depressed
like, damn.
and you're down and you don't want to deal with nobody and you're just super depressed. That's bipolar, right? And then with bipolar, the condition of being bipolar is 3 different levels, which I didn't even know.
Wow.
There's 3 different levels of bipolar. Bipolar 1 is the most intense and severe type of being bipolar.
That can be suicidal.
It features episodes of mania. Now, here's when I used to hear the word, they're manic, or they're going through a mania. And I used to hear the word all the time, and I kind of associated what I knew what it meant, but I really didn't know what it meant. But yeah, bipolar 1 is the most intense and severe type of bipolar. It features episodes of mania and often depression
Wow.
that can last for 1 or 2 weeks at a time. In some cases, a person experiences both states simultaneously.
Wow.
So you can be going through mania and depression. And we're going to get into what mania and manic is. Bipolar 2 is a slightly less intense form of bipolar, and it involves major depression that can last for weeks, as well as bouts of hypomania that may last several days or more. Hypomania is where all of a sudden you go into these acts of mania, right? The two may alternate rapidly. So you may go through mania and then you might go through depression, then mania, then depression, or have stretches of time in between. You might be cool for a minute, a month, 2 months, 6 months, and then boom, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
you go through mania. And I'm gonna explain what mania is. Then you got cyclothemia. I never heard of this. I never knew what this was, but this is a condition. Cyclothemia. CYCLOTHYMIA. Cyclothemia. This features alternating periods of lower grade depression and hypermania that can last weeks. It may also involve emotional dysregulation and anxious, impulsive, reactive behavior. Mood changes are less dramatic, but are never stable for more than 2 months at a time. Now, think about that last one. I'm going to read that again. Cyclothemia. This features alternating periods of lower grades of depression. So you ain't just super down and out and just in the slums, but you just might be feeling a little off, just a little not into it, just kind of in a funk, right? And hypomania, which we're about to get into that, this can last for a couple of weeks. It may also involve emotional dysregulation and anxious, impulsive, reactive behavior. So if you hella anxious, hella anxiety and kicking through 1,000, right?
That sounds like me.
Impulsive, like shit, I gotta do it right now. Fuck, I gotta go over here. Oh, I forgot, I gotta do this. You just
yeah, that's me.
On an impulse, just somebody say something to you, nigga, what?
Oh no, that's
I mean, it's just different. It's different levels of being impulsive, though.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
It's just like that's when you just
I call
right
that
in there.
anxiety.
That's associated with anxiety.
Yeah, that
right?
Gotta be.
When you go through that low levels of depression, you ain't all the way down and out, but you just feeling like for whatever reason, or you may not even know the reason, and you had that anxiety kicking in.
So that's
possibly cyclothemia, and that's like the lowest level of being bipolar.
Underlying cyclothemia.
You feel me? That's like the lowest level of being bipolar. And symptoms of mania. Mania is and involves irritability, always irritated, difficulty sleeping or less sleep, excessive energy and restlessness, high self-esteem, you have an expansive mood, the inability to concentrate or make decisions, an increased engagement in pleasurable activities such as sex, activities of drug use, or alcohol. Remember we was talking about it earlier.
Yes.
It could go both ways.
Yes.
One could have depression.
Yeah.
And not want to have sex.
Yeah.
One could have mania.
Yeah.
And be like, I want to fuck.
Yeah.
That make me feel good.
Yeah.
I want to fuck some more, like I was saying earlier.
And
then when you done fucking, you back into that.
You see why I want kids watch this channel?
I totally understand.
That's why I said put them to bed.
Right? And then when you're not having sex, you go back into that funk.
Right.
That's crazy, man. Mental illness is a mug.
Yeah. I think the most dangerous mental illness is.
And then the last symptom you have extreme levels of intense excitement. So that's somebody, the people that's just always hyped up, fired up. You're like, what's wrong with them? Some people will say that I'll be like that. Yeah. A lot of people be like, nigga, what's wrong with you? You be too fired up on them videos. I might be having mania.
You just might be a happy dog.
No, man.
You might just be a happy person.
For real though.
You know, I mean.
Oh, we got comments. Man, my bad, man. They tried to end us, y'all. We was spitting too much real shit for them. You feel me? They tried to end us, man. It ain't gonna stop, though. You feel me? My bad for the little difficulties. You know, every time you speak something real, they gonna try to you up off this thing. But yeah, real talk, man. I hear you, Lou. For real. Yeah, Lou, man. Hey, I respect you for coming out. He said, I'm diagnosed with personality disorder. I turn into a whole different person completely based off the energy that's around me. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And we was talking about that earlier. It definitely has an effect. Your environment and the things that you're surrounded by definitely has an effect on the triggers of mental illness. Mm-hmm. So if you got certain mental illnesses or certain traits of mental illnesses, those can be triggered not only, through your use of toxins and, mind altering substances, but your environment, who you're around, the type of energy, you know what I'm saying, that you're around. Because if you in a environment that continuously brings up or uh, piques those traits that's in you, it's gonna trigger every time. So if you got a mental illness like that, you got to be careful with your environment. And, that's up that I think that it all comes together, because that's why a lot of people be isolated, because a lot of them lightweight know how they are. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, man, I don't even deal with nobody because I don't want to fuck.
Yeah.
When you hear people be like, oh man, I don't go out, man, I don't want to deal with all them people like that, man, I don't want to fuck nobody up. You better, some people that be like that, you better really understand and listen to
And
them.
leave them the fuck alone.
Because they
That's
know,
what you best to
they
do.
know I don't go to the club because I ain't into the
Right.
getting bumped on
Right.
and all the motherfuckers drunk in my face and shit. I mean, did something up in here. And that's a mental problem. You feel me?
Yeah.
We look at it like, man, that nigga a killer, that nigga a soldier, that nigga, he a slider, that's mental instability.
Yeah.
Just because you get bumped in a club, a girl or somebody drunk and they accidentally bump into you or spill something on you, shouldn't trigger something in you to make you want to harm everybody up in here. You know what I'm saying? There's people that I know personally that's like that in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we definitely need some help to address these type of behaviors, man.
Yeah,
For
I
real.
agree. I agree. Maybe one day.
Yee, we back. Say, if everybody just smoked weed, I think the world would be a little different.
Who said that?
I just
Yeah.
saying, if everybody just smoked weed, I think the world would be a little different. That's just my opinion. Everybody goes through some stuff, and people scared to admit it. Real shit.
Yep.
Well said. Hey,
And what happens when they don't admit it is that was built up inside that they are holding on to and won't admit causes problems in relationships, friendships, family, all that type of shit. And women, we good at that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. We are good at taking our frustration out on other motherfuckers, on each other especially, for no fucking reason. And then you just sit back and wonder, like, what happened? Why? A lot of friendships that have, I'm telling you, a lot of friendships and relationships, family,
we just read about it. We just
because
relationships
of underlying shit that we carry with us, won't let go. Like people say, go take it to the Lord, it's your burden. No, nigga,
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Why do you think that the divorce rate in the United States is at 51%?
Yeah, right.
It's not even 50-50 no more.
No.
Getting married nowadays, it's like damn near almost it's a crapshoot. Shit. This shit might work, it might not. That's why it's not uncommon to see people with second, third, fourth marriages, especially the ones that got money.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones that's lower income that stick it out and stay together and deal with it.
Okay, I'll say this, not to cut you short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the one that defend the men. I have to stand up for the men because we women, we dog them out. We say certain shit.
Where are you about to go with this?
I'm finna say this right here.
We in free time too.
Okay.
We'll give y'all a little extra.
Okay, so we always say we don't need a man. That's the first thing we'll say when a man dump us, when we mad at a man, all this, we can't find a man. We always say we don't need a man.
Okay.
I can do it on our own. Hold on. Could that be the sign of a certain depression when it comes to a woman just believing and saying this shit that they don't? I think it's kind of a depression that a woman is feeling. When it comes to a man, you know what I'm saying? They're
Well, like you said, with with depression, you have senses of you can't trust a person, you don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
So if women are going through depression, then I can see that definitely having a block on them being able to successfully have a relationship with men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women are dealing with depression.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, I pick up
In some
what you put
shape,
down.
form, or fashion. It's not just with a man. It's several different things, but mainly, you know, like example, you got a single woman by herself. You know, she's already said she ain't looking for a man, but she would like to have one, but yet it's still she puts herself in a position to say, I don't need a man, and a lot of that comes from what she's been through, or she's, you know what I'm saying, like
like we said earlier, that's for sure. That's definitely tied in because that's the self-esteem issue.
Okay. And
you feel me?
Okay, so
that's where that's hidden down beneath that is a level of low self-esteem, which is associated with depression. So to hide that, a woman will overcompensate by acting ultra independent, like
because there's so many women. Yeah, I said that because there are so many women that are. I feel that you talk yourself out of being loved when you say you don't need a man.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta think about it. I mean, it goes. It's so many levels to it because that's a lot to do with why relationships aren't successful, is because you got individuals dealing with mental illnesses and they don't even know it, and they trying to come together and build, but they have not built themselves.
Right.
So how they go build something with someone else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they got issues that they don't even know that they have.
Right.
That's going unattended. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the end result be a motherfucker out of nowhere. You thought, you know what I mean, you knew him and you messing with them, and 6 months later they beating on your ass, or you know, she out here
or they can become a codependent.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Where they don't need, they say they don't need a man, but yet still they're codependent on a man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it's like,
explain that.
Okay, they keep saying they don't need a man. I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. But if they had one, they'd be codependent on the man they have. You know what I'm saying? They put everything they have to do into this man, but that's a whole nother topic. I'm just saying, because I know women like that though. They will tell you, I don't need a man. They'll post it on everything that I can pay my own bills. I can blah blah blah. But let a good man come along, and everything stops.
And he got a good point.
Yeah.
He says, because lower families start at the bottom, so they understand what it's like to have nothing. When you're rich and go broke, you lose your mind, and that's a fact. So what he's saying is, people that are poor, you know, low income, we are adapt to deal with the problems. Yeah, I believe that. And a lot of times when people are well-to-do, used to having shit, and then they go through these stresses that a lot of people, most people, everyday people was going through. That's when you get the motherfuckers blowing up the city buildings in the bank. Can't handle it. You remember when I took you back to Mississippi? I took him back to Mississippi the first time. And do you remember what you said to me when we left Mississippi and we made it back to California? You said one line, like a little bit to me. I do remember. What you say? And I had that same feeling every time I go there. What'd you say? I said that going out to Mississippi to Greenville, it made me humble myself and really appreciate what I have back home. Because here it is, these people out here dealing with way less than what I complain about. Yeah. But they way happier than anybody that I know
Yeah.
with bread.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's like that. That goes to what Sandy said. You know, a lot of the people that's used to not having and dealing without, they adjust
Yeah.
to the stresses of life.
Yeah.
They don't worry
Right.
about as much shit because they are just thankful with what they got and being alive.
Yeah.
And truly thankful.
But I think I okay, I'm gonna be the
Devil's advocate.
the devil advocate on that.
What?
What you just said, a lot of people will think are just thankful what they got a lot, and they don't really trip. You know, I think a lot of us is just fucking lazy and don't give a damn about the things that we.
Yeah,
I'm just.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I'm saying to his point, that is true. That's why you'll have poorer people that don't have as much, not stress off of a lot of shit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, the people down south, they got stresses. They go through shit too. They got shit that they go through that we don't got to deal with.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But at the same time, they are just a little more thankful.
A little more humble.
A little more humble. And when you are that way, you deal with the mental illnesses and stresses a little better, in my opinion, because you don't let it eat you and bother you as much.
You okay? Okay.
Like a lot of the shit that we stress off of, being middle class, well to do.
Yeah, we're spoiled.
Bullshit, little shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we will allow for that to be a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you said, because we've become so used to having certain things and accommodated on a certain level. And then when we lose that, and it don't even have to be all of it. It could just be the thought of, oh damn, this bill is late. I might not be able to go and do such and such.
Well, hell, you know, it's just like what's your family?
Same.
A lot of us have adapted. We've been there, but we didn't have shit, and we had to adapt to it. You know, we was raised when there was hardly no food on the table, and mama had to make peanut butter and jelly sandwich and motherfucking gallons of milk. You know what I'm saying? We learned to, if the lights got cut off, you plug a motherfucking electric cord from the neighbor house to your house, and we it's true what he said. We learn to adapt, and so when we lose something, we don't sit back and moan about it, gripe about it. We're the type of people, we're very humble people. Black people are very humble, very passionate. We're not aggressive people like they want to claim we are. We could be, toward each other we are.
Right.
But, you know, we're not, you know, we're forgiving people, very forgiving people.
Now, I'm going to go back and play devil advocate to my original stance, because this is some real shit. Yes, the poorer people, the people of color, the minorities, we have had to learn to wear hand-me-downs,
right?
Be in the food stamp line,
nigga took tennis shoes,
pay hoes in clothes,
wearing the string for a belt,
lights off, water in the cereal,
right?
You know, you name it, you claim it, right?
Powdered eggs,
government
all
lines,
that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Generic brands,
right?
All that. We done it. We done been through all that.
Yeah.
But just because we done through it and we adjusted to it, don't make it right.
Don't make it right. Exactly.
Because we did go through it, don't mean that years later we won't be traumatized from it.
For real.
Hello.
Well, I wasn't traumatized by no government cheese.
You
not at all.
You may have enjoyed it.
I need me some
but there was flip sides to.
Well, I mean, yes, but
traumatize.
But also, it don't gotta traumatize. It can also help you get through trauma of thinking of, hold on, of thinking about when you didn't have, why you ain't gonna go back. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
That's exactly what you think. But at the same time, on the flip side, it can cause the trauma
yeah.
of you knowing what it is not to have. And anytime you're in a situation where you think that you're about to go back,
what mindsets you think gonna have a trauma from eating
growing up poor? That's traumatizing, man.
Well, I mean,
you shouldn't have
but
to.
you learn to adapt. That's what I'm saying. You learn to enjoy.
You can learn to adapt on different levels.
I don't know.
Having to grow up without or subpar.
I don't think it's trauma. I think it should be encouragement and it should make you not want to go back to that.
It'll make you not want to, but
you can't say that. Okay, all right.
See, these kids nowadays don't have to deal with.
Right.
I'm gonna break it down for you.
Go ahead.
These kids don't have to deal with classism and social segregation as much as we had to deal with going into a public school situation.
Yeah.
For one, the free lunch program inside of the school system. When I was in elementary, going to Parker, Lockwood, it was cool to get free lunch because everybody had free lunch.
Yeah. And then you bought their ticket from
everybody had. You had your ticket or you had your, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the government was kicking in
in
the 80s and the early 90s.
Yeah. 70s too.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
That free lunch program had bona fide funding behind it.
Hell yeah. We had good food too. We
ate good, right? Here's where I'm going with this.
That was good food.
So it was no knack on. And like I said, everybody.
Right.
Well, yeah. Was in the free lunch line. I'm talking about early on. Right. But then,
if you was in the free lunch line, your mama didn't have a lot of money.
Exactly. And it let it be known within the school who was poor, and who wasn't. Right.
I knew people that came to school with a lunchbox, and they mama. They probably had money. You feel me?
Exactly.
Those that was able to bring their own lunch. They didn't qualify for free lunch.
So here's where I'm going with that. But then you get to middle school, junior high.
Right.
Everybody ain't in the free lunch line.
Right. So
you still in the free lunch line. Just saying though. Follow me. Take this motherfucking bus ride. Nigga, don't tell me what I ain't traumatized about 30 years, right? Nigga, you crazy. Nigga, you feel me? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, he's traumatized.
And now, this is 1989, 1991, Oakland, California, dope boy. You know, you still in the free lunch line.
Oh,
okay, cool. You still a shorty though. But now you go to high school.
What happened?
You playing football, you running track.
You in the free lunch line. You
still in the free lunch line.
But you could have been that nigga then.
Oh.
You was free lunch.
I was. What I would do is I would go and get my free lunch early.
Oh, I was a cheerleader. I was in the
I would go get my free lunch early, and then I go have my little shebang bang boom. Go and get me something from the pay side. Cheese fries, the taco salad, the whole shit.
The girls?
I couldn't let them know that I was straight up free lunch.
He was impressed.
So I would always have something going to give me something from the pay part, and I have my extra little free lunch on the side because I was breathing, smoking weed back then. You feel me?
He was depressed, y'all.
If Sandy on here still, he know.
He was depressed.
He went to school with me, he know. Yeah, free lunch and the UWOP. That's traumatizing. The UWOP is where everybody paying for all the good shit. And see, that's how they treat you. They do you different.
See, we
Elementary,
I didn't go through that.
this is what I'm saying. Elementary, everybody
Oh,
ate the same
right.
thing.
I feel you.
It wasn't a big difference in elementary.
You know you're right.
From the free lunch.
You're right. I didn't go through that. I didn't go through that because I still ate.
Right? Middle school, it was a little difference. You know, you have free lunch. You might have the pizza and the blah blah blah, the hot dog.
Right.
And on the side, you can buy cookies and chocolate milk and
Right.
But when you got the high school, nigga, it was like nigga, you box pizza.
Well, probably
box pizza and some fake ass chicken nuggets versus luxurious chili cheese fries, hamburgers,
big ass
burrito,
all that shit, all that stuff.
The whole bar. You had a bar where you go out and make your own burrito, the cheese nachos.
I had it like that
in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't have it like that.
There wasn't no way you was gonna catch me always going into the free thing.
No.
Oh,
I went to both. In high school.
Junior in high school, senior in high school.
In high school, I went to the bigger. I went to the free line, then I went to the bigger line.
I did too. But I wasn't paying for that. I didn't have no money to pay for that other side. But I had game though.
It don't matter.
I had.
He was traumatized and he wasn't the shit.
It messed me up.
He was traumatized and he wasn't
I was
the
poor.
shit.
I was a poor, popular kid in school.
Traumatized.
Like a motherfucker. And that shit sticks with you.
Okay.
That shit sticks with you. Kids shouldn't have to grow up like that. That's
what
I'm saying.
Well, okay, but
yeah, it showed me how to be humble, but at the same time, it was embarrassing. It was a embarrassment that I had to go.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't go through
man,
that.
When you at school with cats that you feel me is driving and whipping and dipping and
we had one school like you had
everybody know you because you popular, you play sports, but you broke as hell.
We had one school that was where most of the
it's a lot of athletes. It's a lot of young black athletes, Latino inner city kid athletes that's going through the same shit. You the shit in high school. You the man. You play sports, but you broke as all get out. Your family is broke, and the shit you have to go through is traumatizing. Like and then you got the extra stress on you. I wasn't even that type of athlete in school where I was the nigga and everybody was thinking I was gonna make it to the NFL. And imagine the kid that got that stress on and they poor, broke, going through the shit that they gotta go through.
But you caused that stress and you start playing football on your own.
No, but I'm saying I was never, like I said, I wasn't, he's going to go to the NFL. I was fucking up too much. Really. But it wasn't like, I'm saying for a lot of the kids in today's time, that's Deontay, he number blah, blah, blah in the city. See, don't forget them cheese fries down in the brown paper bag. Exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. You had choices in high school.
Yeah, I believe it. And
I know we had choices. You was gonna be in that beanery. You had to pay on that other side.
Yeah, in junior high we had the salad bar. It was strictly for the teachers. If you was a student, you can eat at the salad bar. And then we had but hold on. Then we had two different lines. We had a line that had hamburgers, the cheese fries, the cookie, all that shit. Then we had the one that had the turkey with dressing and gravy and string beans and all of that shit. That line was for those. That line was for those that there was not a free lunch.
Exactly.
So
it's a difference.
You had people that
would sneak over or have somebody.
You goddamn right. You have two different ones.
That is traumatizing. Having to get someone to sneak.
No, it ain't traumatizing for me. I had fun.
Having somebody having to sneak better food for you because you can't afford it.
There ain't no better food. It was the chili cheeseburger was the shit, man. Good slaw burger. I came from Mississippi. We had big ass slaw burger, big ass motherfucker, cut fries with a big ass cookie and a big ass drink.
We called our free lunch line the patty.
Right.
Right. And they had some cool food, but it wasn't like around that.
Yeah, y'all was out in the Bay. I was in Mississippi when the old country mamas was fixing them old fashioned fucking big burgers.
I believe what you're saying. Trust me, I understand what you're saying.
You
What
had
I'm
that
saying
snowball.
Is it was a discriminative difference.
It
And then
traumatized you. That's
the free
not
lunch,
cool.
it was inside. So that everybody walking through and past the cafeteria can see your free lunch eating ass. Cause ain't nobody that's done spent money on their food finna come back inside the cafeteria and eat. Nigga, we outside, nigga, big cheese fries and everything talking shit.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So you gotta go inside.
Yeah,
Motherfucking big ass cafeteria.
I hear you. That's not cool.
And then you go run into coaches, teachers yelling
And
at
the
that.
little girl that you made like or somebody up.
That nigga going to get that
It
pay.
really.
Yeah, man. I was
It's
poor,
so funny
man.
to me.
That shit
I'm
ain't
sorry,
funny.
I'm trying not to laugh. That is just so funny to me.
This nigga said that nigga was cool. I was crazy in high school.
Oh.
Squeak was popping in high school. Me and him both.
Oh my
If it
goodness.
wasn't for my mama working at Ross, I witnessed. I was finished. He say if it wasn't for my mom working at Ross,
Oh
I
my
witnessed it. I was fitted every day. No lie,
Mm.
facts.
Oh, let me stop.
And it was embarrassment to be in that patty line.
Well,
That shit fucked me up. So to the youth out there that's going through these situations, yes, it's gonna make you adapt to hard times. You will be equipped to
Changes.
deal with things throughout the life. But just because you're going through that don't mean that you gotta go through and that is right. And if you're feeling some type of way, you're feeling any kind of depression, down, sad, anything, reach out to a teacher, somebody you feel safe with talking to, and make sure you talk to somebody. Before you go out and act on your feelings, before you do anything, and it's not just to the kids, it's for grown folks as well.
yeah.
Reach out to somebody who you think you can talk to, that you safe with talking to, and talk to them. At least get it off your chest.
And I'm gonna say this. We'll put this cookie down real quick. Because we didn't talk about this at all. Suicide.
Oh yes, Lord.
Depression can be very suicidal.
That's where it leads to the
Bipolarism can be very suicidal.
Final
All the
chapter.
stages of bipolarism can be very suicidal. I went through that stage myself. Always thinking nobody cared, nobody loved me. My mom was gone. I wasn't close to my grandmother. Family problems, friend problems, all of that. I went through it all. And I just figured in life, and this is doing even with my husband, that I could never find somebody that loved me enough to do this, And it became, even before I met him, I had depression problems and all that stuff because I had lost my mother at an early age. So I carried a lot of bitterness toward a lot of things, especially toward God. I was like, oh, why did you take my mama? I could give you quite a few motherfuckers you can take first, and not my mama, but as you get older, it's like for Oprah said, don't be carrying that burden on your shoulder. Mm. And you learn to just say, one day I'm just gonna let it go. And that's what I had to do. But I still feel that there's a lot of work I can do on myself when it comes to feeling depressed and because, shit happens, you be like, damn, motherfucker. And shit you don't want to go through, shit you don't want to face, but you just try to deal with it the best you can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying, baby. No, I ain't crying on any damn cookies.
Oh, I thought you was crying, sugar. But yeah.
What's wrong with
So you say you deal with bipolar or depression or both?
I think both.
Or schizophrenia?
I'm not goddamn schizophrenia. But I am bipolar and depressed.
Why you didn't tell me before we got together?
I didn't know. How did I diagnose myself?
I'm just fucking.
But I feel I know how to diagnose myself now that
Now you know what it is, and
and like I said, I'm not the type that don't want to admit it because I can't tell someone else something and I'm not admitting it to myself. You know what I'm saying? That's like Never being fake with myself for no reason. There's hella people going through that shit, man. Hella motherfuckers, especially right now.
See, because
Am I right?
yeah, I knew that I dealt with depression on like the smallest level. And it don't even hit me all the time. It'll be every blue moon
Yeah.
out of nowhere. I just get in this little funk and just be in a funk. And for me, mine's usually only lasts a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm cool for another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and then boom, out of nowhere, it come again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My symptoms is anger. Like I be having, I don't know, like what this is, and then when I was reading about, the different shit,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see too much, but yeah, it said compulsive behavior and
Mm-hmm.
bouts with violence, but sometimes I just get mad as fuck, like ultra mad
Mm-hmm.
for nothing.
That's why I be telling you,
And-
leave me the fuck alone with goodness.
And when I say nothing, no, like a lot of times you don't even know about it or you don't even be there.
Yeah.
When I say nothing, I mean like not somebody said something to me that was small
Yeah.
and I turned it into something.
Yeah.
I mean like I can just be watching TV. I could be just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I could be just on a computer
Mm-hmm.
and just have a burst of
Mm-hmm.
anger and then it go away.
Mm-hmm.
Or I may have, a conflict or a thought about conflict, and my thoughts take it to the extreme,
Yeah.
and I think about like,
Crazy.
right. So but I do know that that's an issue though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I may know how to control it or think that I have it under control, but like I said, it's something that can control your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and your behaviors.
You sure ain't lying.
So
I
just don't want nothing to get to
the way you just put that. I just went through that the other day. My thoughts, my behavior, my laziness, I was like, I'm not doing a motherfucking thing. Nothing. And I was like, why? And then I wound up getting a freaking headache. I wound up making myself get a damn headache. And I knew it. I knew it was an underlying stress or stress. I just didn't want to face the damn I'm stressing on some shit I shouldn't be. And you're not gonna get rid of that headache until you stop stressing. You feel me? So and then here's the dangerous part about stress. I'm gonna say that and I ain't gonna say no more. The dangerous part about stress is it leads to high blood pressure, heart attack.
And what if you already
stroke.
got it? What if you already got high blood pressure?
It's hard to control it. It's hard to get it in order.
And you're doing
When
all
you
that stress.
yes. So now you gotta send your blood pressure up. Now you can't eat the shit you want to eat because you know that's gonna add. All this shit adds up until you can have a fucking aneurysm and a stroke, and nobody give a fuck. You feel me? That's the way I be feeling. So I be trying not to stop trying to stay away from anything that's gonna fuck with my blood, fuck my energy. I'm gonna think about my life now.
Right.
And that's my high blood pressure.
Real shit. Blue Blood said, man, you gotta be true to yourself first.
For real.
Real talk.
For real.
Real talk. Man, that's real.
Yeah. I mean, I just want people to, black people, especially my community, just as well as other nationalities, to wake up and realize we're the only one that will not go get freaking help. And it's not because, just like I'm told you what my situation is, I ain't ready to pay all that money for therapy. I don't have it like that. But when I do, I'm gonna get therapy. But I suggest that anyone, or either find someone you can really talk to that ain't gonna judge you. Sometimes you gotta go to a stranger. Sometimes you gotta talk to people that don't know you, that ain't gonna be
That's
biased.
a therapy again, because most of them 9 times out
You
of
know?
10 you ain't gonna know that person.
Right, right. But I'm talking, it could be someone that you admire, that you think you can talk to, and they'll keep that to themselves or something like that. I don't know. I know one person I can do that with. Not too many people. Some people would take a turn around, and as soon as you do something, they ready to tell all your motherfucking business. And that's another reason why we don't never get no goddamn help, or try to go to somebody else, because we scared. And it's true. I know I've been there. I'm there now. I ain't telling people a motherfucking thing. I'm telling y'all this right here because I want to help people, because it exists and it's real.
Well, my suggestion is if anybody is feeling any of the symptoms that we went over, feel like they have any of the traits of any of these illnesses, if you've been diagnosed or not, um, I suggest that you seek help, go and see a doctor, make sure that everything is okay. And if you're not okay with going to see a doctor, which I highly suggest it, if you're going through some of these symptoms, like she said, go and talk to somebody. At least get it off your chest.
It could be a pastor,
That in itself,
community leader,
talking about the problem, identifying the problem, addressing the problem, and trying to work to get past it is going to help you more than just holding it in. Like Lou said, we definitely got to get on board with being more involved with any mental health foundations, organizations.
Didn't he say something about the youth or something?
Yeah, he said that we need to start encouraging the youth to start getting into psychology and psychosis, so that they can be a representative of the ones that they are talking with, because they come from that same cloth, and they'll be able to speak to them instead of somebody, a stranger.
Right.
Yeah, it may be a stranger in the sense that, I may not know you, but at the same time, it may be someone that I can confide in, that I find likeness in too. You're a brother like me, and when I talk to you, I can tell you grew up like I grew up.
Right.
I understand where you from. So I'm more willing to open up to you.
Yeah.
So we do need more brothers and sisters in that field, in the mental health field.
I agree.
And not only just in the capacity of psychologists and psychiatrists, but also just volunteer
therapy. Yeah.
If there's organizations in your city, in your in your section, get with them and see what it is that you can do to help fundraise, help organize whatever it is you can do to help spread the word. You know what I'm saying? And
I think a cure. We didn't talk about cures, but we'll talk about it another time. The cures, a lot of cures for mental health. I think one cure that is so freaking simple, but it's hard for people to do. Two. I should say two. It's two.
I know.
For me, is love.
I was just gonna say, I know one of them.
Love. Love is the cure for a lot of shit. But we don't know how to love. We don't know about ourselves. How we gonna love somebody else?
Yep. I gotta go back to what Lou said.
You gotta love. You gotta love yourself first.
Damn right.
In order for me to continue, I gotta love myself in order for me to love the people. The reason why I do Fremont, because I love what I do. I love who I am. I can give back to the community, and that's love. Period. Period. You feel me? And the second one is loyalty among family and friends. that means with loyalty, love gonna happen anyway. That's just how people should get down with each other.
You and Lou on a similar height. He said,
You know,
we gotta lead with love and respect.
that's right.
Real shit.
Yeah.
That's real spill, man. Man, another explosive episode, man. I'm glad we went over a little bit because this is one of those topics that, like I said, it's a topic that is everybody know we gotta have it. Everybody know that, eventually we gotta come to a round table and have that sit down about this topic, but we avoid that appointment.
Well, you can see from how many people were in the room that people are really, I always try and look at, how many people came into the room, how many, and what kills me is that we, just like you said, we don't want to face the fact of a lot of us are suffering from depression and bipolarism and stressful and everything, but they'll post it on Facebook all day long. They'll post about a man, they'll post about the situations, all that.
Well, I sit back, it's funny you say that because I sit back, what Lou said, I noticed that our generation of people are starting to say, I love you in certain ways now because we truly never know if you'll see someone again.
But do we mean it?
What do you mean? Or do you mean it?
Or do we mean it when we say it to each other?
I love you.
Sometimes I think we say it just to say it. I think people say it just to say it.
I don't.
I think people call each other kings and queens now and brothers and sisters. We ain't doing shit because we don't stick together because we got going through a bunch of shit.
I've been on that line though.
We've been on it for a while.
That's just with that. That's something that gotta be in you or not, because a person can't see. I'm good. A person can't see you not doing that and then all of a sudden doing it and respect it.
Right.
But if a person know you always talking that way, being uplifting, being positive, then a person gonna know that's just you, and they gonna either respect that about you or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know a lot of people that's been on that line, being pushing that line, being like that.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a fad.
I just want people to.
Hold on, let me finish.
Be real.
My thing is, I don't care if it's a fad, if it's something new, if it's a trend, whatever it is. If it's something that got our people talking to each other positively,
right,
I'm fucking on board because that's what's gonna happen. If it's a trend or not, eventually, especially if it's a hot trend and it pick up.
I hope it's not a trend.
Guess what? Even if it is,
trend is something that come and go.
It come and go, but guess what? It leaves its mark.
I mean, that's true, but at the same time, I just feel
it leaves its mark. I don't care, and especially if the youth is on it right now, because guess what? The more they say that to each other, and the more they hear that, it sticks with them. Versus not hearing it. So I want to see people out there continue to do it. That's the problem. Of
course, I want to see them. I want to see them too. I just want them to, when they say it, understand when they say it, what they saying, and really mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say it just to be saying it.
No.
Because that's what it seemed like to me. A lot of motherfuckers saying it just to be saying it. No, I've always told people I'm very affectionate. I've always told people I love you. You're my brother. You're my sister. You're my king, queen, whatever. My thing is that we got to get to the point where when we say things to each other, we mean that shit.
And that's what he's saying. He said he's starting to notice that people are starting to say
that. I hope so.
More.
That's what I'm saying. I hope so.
By proof, you're starting to see that. You're losing people more and more.
Hell yeah, we are.
We're losing people.
Yeah.
At a rapid pace.
I agree.
It ain't an age thing no more. It's people are dying out of nowhere.
Yeah.
People are.
Yeah.
You see them early this morning, later on in the day, you don't see them.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So yeah, you better start showing more affection and
I think it's a good thing. Exactly. You know. Yeah. I wanted to continue for a long time. Don't stop it.
Yeah.
Continue that shit.
Yeah.
You know, because the more we respect each other. Now, what I have noticed, I can keep going, y'all, and I'm gonna give it up to my brothers, because I always try and stand by my brothers. I'm gonna say this to my brothers. Thank you guys that are now showing black women, period, but especially your sisters, more respect when we're out and about. Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am, do you need? As a guy walked up to me today and said, "Ma'am, do you need some water?" He didn't have to do that. Thank God I took my gallon. It's always something, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't used to happen like that. We didn't get the doors open and all that, and all that shit had stopped.
Well,
but just like Lou said, we're starting to show more toward, you know. I'm just telling, I've seen it more with black, when I'm watching videos and stuff, I see it in videos and stuff. It's really nice.
Good. Because, shit, we got to protect.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We're women, black women, because women, you remember the era when we was like, black men ain't doing shit for us, they ain't doing that. And I'm starting to gradually see that come back. Good. When the black man is being more aware of the black woman.
And if it's a trend, fad, or whatever, I'm all for it. Jump on that shit. Yeah. Or if it's just times changing.
Yeah.
And just something that's happening, whatever it is, I'm for it. Yeah. Because we in a position and in a condition to where we need everything we can thrown our way that's gonna build us up.
Amen.
You did. Man, with that being said, man,
I like that
explosive episode. You feel me, it's your boy.
You feel me.
Squeaky the Entertainer, DJ Squeak.
And your girl Angel Lyric, Queen of Color Music.
And together we are On Print Media. Out of this thing. Love y'all.